Hi Virgo, welcome back to your November 2021 Tarot and Oracle card reading. So I'm just going to be doing a different kind of spread for just this month. I might go back to the Celtic Cross next month. And I'm also using the Good Tarot as well for your reading. And so I'm just going to read intuitively. The way it's been going so far is I'm just going to kind of section it off into the weeks and see how the month progresses for you, Virgo. But some of the energies that I saw as I'm shuffling your cards here is I see you spending time with community. So it doesn't necessarily have to be family or I'm seeing more friends, or I'm also seeing having opportunities to meet new people. And you may meet new people who really, really resonate with you on a level that maybe you haven't resonated with in a long time before. So there's kind of like this really nice, supportive energy that's coming in for you this month, Virgo. I'm not sure what the cards here will say. Ooh, the Queen of Fire. Beautiful. So yeah, there may be some new creative ideas or inspiration that come to you in the beginning of the month. And there's also, I'm hearing the heart chakra ignited. So some of you may really tap into a space within your heart space that really feels like almost like you found something that you really resonate with on a soul level. So this could be a project, a life path, a purpose, that kind of thing, like something that you really feel passionate about. So I really feel like your passion is going to be ignited here in the beginning of the month, Virgo. There's going to be something where if you'll feel like you're in a really comfortable or just like a really nice energy that you feel like you can stay there for a while is what I'm sensing. Like, oh, I like it here. This is nice. I feel inspired here. I feel like I fit in here, or you like the people that you're around. So there's some kind of environmental card fell out. Let me grab that real quick. Oh, beautiful. I love this. Okay. Messenger of Fire. Yeah. Okay. So, some really new creative sparks and ideas and feeling really motivated and inspired to put them to work. It's almost as if it doesn't really matter if you have maybe like a sense of direction of where you want to go with it, but it's almost like you're chasing your curiosities and you're allowing yourself to kind of work without those conditions of, well, it has to be like this or it has to look like that. So almost like stepping out of a sense of perfectionism is what I'm seeing. And then we have the Six of Fire. Wow, beautiful. So it's almost like we're starting off the beginning of the month with a bang. I mean, Six of Fire is a card of victory. It's also the card of being coming out more out into the open. So you might be doing something that's online or something that kind of helps you to be more seen and recognized. You could be doing something on social media or just something that helps you to feel more seen, and something about coming out of your comfort zone. Like there's this newfound self-confidence or passion that you're embodying, Virgo, that you will feel inspired to kind of like get rid of some of those, if you had any kind of self-limiting beliefs about yourself or unworthiness or self-esteem, it's kind of like you're not allowing that to hold you back anymore. You're kind of growing out of that and you're stepping more into a place of confidence and empowerment, which is really beautiful. I love this. So you're really kind of starting off the beginning of the month with a lot of vibrant energy here. And whatever it is that you're doing, you have a lot of abundance coming in for you. So it's almost as if and I did hear that or feel that with the Six of Fire and the Messenger of Fire, where if there's like an idea or something that you're starting, it feels like it's something that has a lot of potential for a lot of abundance here in the near future. And I think maybe in the second half of the month or the second week of November, you'll start to feel that. You'll start to see how this could really, you could really take this somewhere. You could go somewhere with it here. This is really nice. I like this. It's almost like you're I'm hearing you set the stage. Virgo is like setting the stage or preparing the space to create something. And I really felt like there's strong manifestation vibes from you, Virgo, this month. So you're really going to be in this creative space where you're really focused on your goals and, your visions and your dreams, and you're being very, the word is focused is what I keep seeing here. I love this energy. It's very very optimistic and beautiful. And this is really gorgeous too. So we have the 10 of earth and the 4 of fire. So a lot of times this comes in as an energy of the home, stability, finances, marriage. A lot of times 4 of fire is the card of marriage and celebrations. And so maybe some of you could be attending a wedding, or you could be getting married. And someone who is an equal match to you in terms of being able to provide a stable, prosperous, abundant home. So something to celebrate here. So maybe some of you are getting married this month, which is congratulations for those of you who are. This is really beautiful energy, really vibrant here. And there's also kind of feels like there's something divinely guided about the 4 of fire. There's some kind of, I'm seeing like a guardian angel, or some kind of guide or spirit guide that is watching over something in terms of a celebration. And something that it's almost like it's a blessed union, or it's very blessed and it's protected and watched over. So for those of you who are almost kind of looks like a grandmother, like an ancestor or like a grandmother. So maybe for some of you, you have a really strong connection with, a grandmother, very special. And so I'm kind of seeing that there's some kind of union or marriage or celebration that is being watched over and protected by someone's ancestor or grandmother. So I usually don't pick up on individuals who have passed away or are gone very often. So when they come in pretty strongly, and it's really clear for me. So that is really cool. So if that resonates for some of you, you know who you are. I think I kind of sense that if you'll know you'll know it's you if I'm kind of talking about you. Like you'll recognize that that's you. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, wow. 7 of fire. Okay. So in this deck with the 7 of fire, I actually like to see this deck as this card as someone who kind of goes forward without fear. Goes towards their goals, their dreams, and kind of overcoming their fears, and not being afraid of standing out, not being afraid of being an individual and being unique and different and empowered and authentic in themselves. Even if they feel like, they kind of have to go at something alone. So there's something here also about stepping out onto new lands or new territory. So for some of you, you may be starting off this new path in your life, or this new chapter in your life, and it's like you're stepping out onto it with a lot of courage and a lot of bravery, because it may have required you to let some things go, or to really like wrap your mind around the idea that your life is different or that it's changing here for you. And again, I'm seeing protection and guidance. So it's almost like you're being divinely guided to this new path, which is really beautiful. I love that. Okay, so we have the 8 of air here that's coming in towards the middle of the month for November. So 8 of air is often the card of, it's often the energy of being stuck, mentally stuck, or feeling like you're trapped somehow, feeling like you can't really see your way out here. Let's see, what do we need to know? Wow, okay. Okay, so what I'm hearing with this is that this just requires some patience. The star card is a very auspicious card. It's the card, I'm also hearing the word Aquarius. So maybe for some of you, you're dealing with an Aquarius, or someone who has an Aquarius placement, or maybe you have an Aquarius placement. But there's something here about patience. There's something here about something needing to just kind of let it play out. Maybe you're dealing with someone where you feel like you can't really get through to them, is what I'm kind of sensing, and you feel kind of stuck in some kind of dynamic with somebody. Even though we don't have any court cards in this, it's like I mean, we might actually, I'm not sure, but it kind of feels like there's this energy of some kind of outside influence, or you have an interaction with someone outside of you where you kind of feel like you're you're hitting a brick wall, like you're not really sure how to get through to this person, or how to kind of reconcile some kind of situation with somebody. It might make you feel kind of stuck. And for others of you, I'm also kind of seeing this play out in a situation with work or business, where you might have started off with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement, and then you may end up feeling kind of like, oh, well, where do I go from here? And so with the star card, I'm seeing that just hold on to those visions and those dreams. Don't get discouraged quickly. Some things take time. And so again, I'm hearing the word patience with the 8 of Air and the Star. What else does Virgo need to know about the Eight of Air and the Star here? Hierophant. Beautiful. Yeah, so there is something that's being divinely guided. There's something you may also feel kind of blocked, almost, is what I'm hearing with the Eight of Swords. You may come across a moment where you feel kind of like the inspiration just kind of starts to slow down a little bit, or like the channeling, like the energy kind of slows down a little bit. I'm also kind of seeing here with the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords is to turn to divine guidance for answers when you feel like you're being stuck or when you feel blocked in some way. Because turning to your divine guidance or a higher power or your higher self will help you to kind of sort through some of the clouds, or help you to sort through some of the clutter, to help you to kind of find some clarity in a situation, is what I'm seeing. So with this energy here, there's almost like maybe in the third week of November, there's going to be moments where you're needing to kind of look for some clarity or some guidance. And so what I'm hearing is to either seek out guidance. I'm also seeing that some of you may seek guidance from someone. So maybe you might go to a reader, or you may go to like a mentor, or I'm seeing some of you, this could be in terms of like work or education. So maybe you're talking to like your professor or your teacher, something like that, where you're kind of sorting through some kind of confusion or something where you feel stuck. And I see you turning to help or turning to someone for assistance. There's also the Six of Water here. And the Six of Water is things of the past, emotions, memories, experiences, even people that return from the past. I kind of feel like this is almost something that reminds you of the past, something that may happen that reminds you of the past, or it could be something like a past situation that you feel stuck in that you don't know how to resolve. Something that could have happened in childhood, something that could have happened a long time ago. And so there may be something here where you're being guided to heal some kind of childhood wound or some kind of experience that you had as a child. But this in itself is really healing, because when we do that, the world kind of opens up even more for us, because we're not holding on to some of that old baggage. So in the middle of the month, you may find that you're being invited by Spirit to kind of revisit something from your childhood so you can let it go, something that has, kept you feeling really stuck or limited in some way, is what I'm seeing. And I feel like for some of you, you might have asked for help in that, like, how can I heal that and how can I let this go? And so it's almost as if with the Star card, I'm hearing that there might be like an answer to your prayer where you receive some kind of insight or some kind of knowledge about a particular situation that has kept you stuck about the past, and it will help you to clear up that blockage and help you to move forward. So this is all good. I like this. Okay, what do we have coming up for Virgo going into the end of the month here? What do you have coming up for Virgo into the end of the month of November? Wow, beautiful. You have such a beautiful reading, Virgo. This is really nice. And then we have the 10 of Water, which is emotional happiness and an overflowing or an overpouring of emotions. And again, I'm seeing really creative ideas just kind of pour through you. And it just really feels like you're in the flow. There's something about a flow coming in through you. And because you're living from a place of a state of happiness within and joy and contentment. And that's kind of pouring into other areas of your life. So there is something here about, and I'm hearing the word blossoming. So you could really be blossoming into your own, creating your own world, your own identity, your own thing, like almost like your own unique imprint on your life that really sets you apart, that not sets you apart even. It's just, you're just authentic, it doesn't even matter what other people are doing. It's not about that, right? It's almost like you're just in your own space and you're just you're happy with where you're at. And there's that sense of being really content and and I like the Five of Fire here, because Five of Fire is in this particular deck is about standing out and being unique and just being you, shining your light for being you and not holding yourself back, is what I'm seeing. I feel like there's something here from the past, like an experience that you had from the past, and this may be for some of you, maybe not for all of you, but some kind of experience that may have had you see yourself in a certain way. Either, it might have instilled some sense of insecurity or low self-confidence or low self-worth, something about, or shame or guilt, anything like that, something from the past that has made you feel that way. And I feel like there's that experience or whatever, how that made you feel, kind of stayed with you for a long time. And it's always impacted some of the decisions that you made or how you saw yourself or how much you allowed yourself to live more unlimitedly. And I think that now what's kind of happening is some of those old wounds and baggage and layers are coming up to the surface for you to heal them, for you to finally release them and let go. And so allowing that process to happen will kind of bring in this sense of 10 of water, where you feel a renewal in your emotional state. And there's also an overflowing of abundance or something that you haven't felt in a long time. Maybe you don't remember the last time you felt this happy or this joyful or this kind of this lightness in your body. Maybe the last time you felt this when you were a kid. For some reason, they're showing me, and I'm not sure if it's just because Halloween just passed, but they're bringing me to a memory or an experience of being a kid and going trick-or-treating, kind of like this carefree, I love this and this is going to be fun and I'm going out with my friends. There's just an example. Doesn't mean that you have to have that memory, but that's the emotion that's kind of conjuring up for me, is this feeling lighthearted and feeling happy and feeling like you can just be yourself and not really worry about needing to be like something or somebody else in order for us to be able to accept ourselves. So there's some emotional healing or opportunities to heal some emotional wounds from the past here to help you feel lighter and more invigorated as you're going into, the end of the year and into next year as well. So, and I'm hearing from Spirit that for almost all the signs, for everyone right now, what's kind of happening is that there is some fertile ground that's being planted. And so it's almost like we're farming our own life, we are tilling the soil, we're getting rid of all of the impurities, we're getting rid of all the stuff that may hinder the growth when we plant new seeds. So taking care of any toxic substances or anything in our garden and in our field that will hinder any kind of growth or expansion going forward. So right now, that's what's kind of happening. And that's why a lot of old stuff and just heavy baggage and emotional experiences, as uncomfortable as they are, they're starting to kind of come to the surface so we can remove them and throw them out or get rid of it. And so we're kind of prepping this space, this fertile land, to plant the right seeds for us to be able to grow what we want to grow and be able to enjoy abundance in our life in all forms, not just in money, but just also in connections with other people and friendships. And, having a really healthy sense of self-identity and have a really good, healthy sense of self-esteem and just really liking who we are and not about other people. I keep hearing that it's not about other people. And it's not about how we compare to another person. It's about us and us being, more connected with ourselves and giving ourselves the permission to shine, to be who we want to be without holding ourselves back because we're afraid of what someone will say or how someone will react to us. So it really kind of feels like there's a resurgence or a renewal in this a self-identity for you, Virgo. And then we have the Emperor here, which is really beautiful as well. I love this. So this is, standing in your power is what I'm hearing. You're in your power. You are commanding. It's almost like you're commanding your reality to be what you want it to be. And you're making the necessary changes. And you are kind of really taking control, or you're really taking life by the reins, and you are kind of co-creating with Spirit to manifest what you want your life to look like. This is really beautiful. I love this. Very powerful. I'm also seeing that some of you may look to others for inspiration. Not comparing, but you're looking to someone that, you really admire, or you wish you can kind of embody that type of confidence or self-esteem, or, or work ethic, or whatever it is. You may be kind of really looking to someone for inspiration here is what I'm seeing. I want to pick a couple extra cards here for, I think I usually do 2. So I'm going to go back to the 6 of Fire, the Queen of Wands, and Messenger of Fire here. What else can we know about this? The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire, Messenger of Fire, and 6 of Fire. A lot of Wands energy, so lots of action, lots of fire here. Fire and, mostly fire, I would say. Very active, lots of things kind of, oh my goodness, you have to be kidding me. The Sun card. This is so beautiful. So there is something that you're definitely working on that's going to bring a lot of happiness and a lot of joy. It almost kind of feels like you found your path, like you found your passion. There's lots of promise. There's lots of growth and opportunities for growth here. Really beautiful. Okay, so what else can we know about the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Fire and 7 of Fire? 10 of Earth, 4 of Fire, 7 of Fire for Virgo. Seven of Air. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, there may be some kind of situation here. If you are getting married, some kind of family situation or dynamic where you may have to kind of set your boundaries a bit, because there may be some, I'm hearing annoying or irritating people around you with a lot of their opinions. I'm seeing like lots of voices and talking. So it doesn't really seem, it could be toxic. It doesn't really seem toxic, but it's just more of like needing to kind of set some boundaries is what I'm hearing. Set some boundaries and kind of choose for yourself what you want for yourself. So for example, if some of you are planning a wedding, maybe there might be a lot of people that have a say-so on who you should invite or what you should serve for food or what dress you should wear, like which dress they think you should wear, or, all that kind of stuff, all the details. And everyone wants to have a say-so and everyone has their opinion and everybody wants what they want. And so it's kind of like you may have to set some boundaries there and make sure that you stay grounded and you stay true to what you want, is what I'm hearing there. So there may be that energy may be there this month, where there's something that you are kind of doing, a project or something that you're experiencing or some event that you're having. And there may be just a lot of people wanting to have their input and wanting to add in their 2 cents. So, and it may kind of drive you a little crazy, because it's just so intrusive. It maybe feel like intrusive. So just kind of needing to balance that energy and maybe telling people to, give you some space if you need that. Okay, let's do one more card here for the 10 of Water, 5 of Fire, and the Emperor. 10 of Water, 5 of Fire, and the Emperor. 10 of Water, 5 of Fire, and the Emperor. Quite a few cards here. Interesting. Okay. So we have the Hanged Man, and they're all major arcana cards. Wow. My goodness. Very powerful. Okay. So the Hanged Man, the Justice card, and the World card. Okay. So it's definitely definitely ending of some major cycle here. Yeah. Okay. So I think that you are stepping into a space of empowerment, Virgo, is what I'm sensing here, because the Hanged Man is, it's a card of surrender. It's also the card of enlightenment. It's the card of allowing our world to change for the better. And the Justice card is a rebalancing of scales. It's a rebalancing of making something right, kind of making it right within ourselves and making it right within our outer world, like reflecting that into the outer world. So wherever you feel like life has felt unbalanced, or wherever you feel like, something was always off, or this wasn't fair, or something like you didn't get something that you thought you deserved, something like that, it feels like there are some rebalancing of scales here where something will open up for you. And I feel like this is all internal. There's some kind of internal processing or something internally that's going to open up for you that will help you to release. And I really kind of feel like it has something to do with like past programming or some kind of pattern or some kind of experience that has just kind of lingered with you and has always made you feel really stuck. So almost like all of that is kind of coming into balance, and it's going to make you really happy. It's going to make you feel really connected with yourself, and almost kind of like you get a fresh new start and you get to do this thing again. You get to feel differently about yourself from now on. It's almost like that. So I kind of feel like there's going to be a real boost or increase in your self-esteem and self-confidence, I feel like, Virgo. Yeah, so it's like the ending of some big stage, a big phase in your life, or some big pattern or a cycle. A cycle or a pattern is what we're transferring into a different reality and how we live our life, what kind of things we say to ourselves, and the quality of life that we live. So we're stepping through that portal. So I'm hearing the word portal. So you're kind of going to be walking through that portal, and you're going to be really happy with what you see on the other side. So this is very beautiful. I love this. Okay. Let's go into some oracle cards here for you, Virgo. So let's look at the theme for this month for Virgo. What's the theme for Virgo this month, for November? Oh, beautiful. I love this. Yeah, this is perfect. Abundance. Abundance. And I think I said that with the 10 of water there, where it's, abundance in all forms. It's not just your material abundance, but it's also in happiness and joy and friendships, connections, and feeling really surrounded by people that you love. Like, I feel like this month you're just going to feel full. You'll feel full of love, full of security and safety, and like things are just all in the right place. And especially because we have that beautiful sun card here. You have some really powerful major arcana cards here: the sun, the Hierophant, the Star, the World, the Hangman, Justice. I mean, this is really a powerful month for you, Virgo. This massive shift into something really positive with abundance and joy and happiness. I feel like that's going to bring a lot of success for you this month. And I feel like there's going to be some things that do come up for you, some things that you need to manage, or take care of or look at. But other than that, it's almost like all of it is going to just lead you closer and closer to the sun. It's going to lead you to that abundance that's meant for you and like waiting for you. Really beautiful. Okay. Let's do your challenge position. What is Virgo being challenged with this month of November? What is Virgo being challenged with the month of November? Wow, happiness. That's interesting that showed up in your challenge position there. I'm kind of seeing that there might be some just, having maybe a little bit of hard time receiving is what I'm hearing. So, it may be kind of like there's maybe just so much kind of coming in that you may feel like, is this really happening? Or am I kind of just daydreaming here, or am I just kind of kidding myself? So there's a little bit of like maybe second guessing yourself in terms of how good things may be, or like what's wrong, something's got to go wrong. So maybe just keep in check the negative thinking there. So if kind of that goodness is coming in, or things are starting to clear, then kind of embrace it and express the gratitude towards it. So then it grows, which is really beautiful. Okay. What can Virgo look forward to in the month of November? Stillness. Beautiful. I kind of feel like this is more about just being able to appreciate where you are right now. Like there may be a sense of, like I said earlier, gratitude and reverence for, some of the experiences that you've had, where you've been, and how far you've come. So I feel like with the stillness card, there's a really beautiful grace that you'll be able to place onto your life and look at your life through the eyes of grace, is what I'm hearing. And you'll feel very blessed. It will help you to feel blessed and grateful for all the beautiful things that are coming in for you and where you are. So you're going to have those moments this month where you really feel like you are just so lucky, or wow, how did I get all of this? Or this makes me feel so happy. That kind of energy is coming in for you, which is really beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's pick a couple more guidance cards here. Okay, guidance card for Virgo. Guidance card for Virgo in the month of November. Deep knowing, beautiful, no place like home. Yeah, it really kind of feels like there may be this really strong connection again with community, and really feeling like being a part of something that you really feel like you can resonate. So maybe some of you are also coming into contact with your soul tribe, or coming into contact with just people who really get you, or people who really see you for you and you feel like you can be yourself around. So that's going to be really special, is what I'm hearing. And there's a deep knowing where I kind of feel like, Virgo, you're really tuned in to all the intricacies of what's kind of happening on a spiritual realm with all the things that are like manifesting in your life. So you can kind of see like the blueprint or the trajectory of how things are coming about and how things are working. So I feel like you're not really going to stick too much to the negative thinking or kind of, fearing things, because I kind of feel like you know why, like if something comes up or some kind of memory surfaces, you're going to be aware, you know why this is happening. Okay, I'm supposed to kind of allow this to come up and heal it, and then I can move on from this. So that kind of thing. And I think that that's going to take you far, and it's going to help you to move into the future with a lot more optimism and I kept feeling like lightheartedness. So it's like your energy field is becoming lighter. And so you'll feel like you can move through life in all areas with a lot more ease and grace. So that's going to be, it's almost like that your auric space is almost transforming, because you are letting go of just really heavy baggage, is what they're showing me. Is that when we so what I'm hearing is that when we let go of the heavy baggage, our pain body becomes lighter. And so when our pain body becomes lighter, our auric field gets lighter. And so as we kind of go through our day-to-day life, we feel a lot more like we have a lot more energy to accomplish things, and things don't feel like we're dragging them along, or it's not going to feel like a fight. It's almost like we're going to come more from this place of flow and creation and having like the energy towards that. So it's not like this depleting energy. It's like from day to day, you may feel tired and physically because you're doing a lot of things, but it's almost like we're living more in a flow state, which will really help to create so much abundance for yourself. And I think that's really beautiful. I think I needed to hear that because I never saw it in that way before. So I'm really grateful for Spirit giving me that message, because that makes sense. That, like letting go of that baggage or those experiences lightens up your auric space. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's pick another guidance card here. There we go. Okay, we have two. Okay, beautiful. So we have patience. Yes. So things will come in their own time. I can't remember if I said this earlier for you or if I said this in the Leo reading, but they're telling me to kind of explain it again. Okay, so for the patience card, what I heard was it's here's your other card, by the way. You have a power card, which is amazing because it reminds me of the Emperor here, where you're really like stepping into your power and you're kind of really like coming into your own, which is so beautiful. Okay, so with the patience card, what I heard was that sometimes we can see things, many of us, especially if I think we're listening to tarot and oracle card readings, many of us are super intuitive. So it's like we can see things happening before they happen, right? And so what they're telling me is that it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable when we're going through this transition phase, because it's almost like we ascend first on a spiritual level before the 3D can catch up to it. So it'll take some time. It happens slower on a 3D level. And so they're kind of like pointing to the fact that it's not all in your head. It is happening. The change is happening. And so for many of us who are intuitive, we can feel it, but we're not seeing it translate into the 3D world yet. And so I think for a lot of people, it's making people uncomfortable because it's not matching. What we're feeling and what we're experiencing are like really radically different, or even for some of us. So it's almost like it requires a little bit of patience to understand that it just takes time for the current reality to kind of catch up to what we're experiencing on a spiritual realm, to kind of have everything become cohesive. But then there's also this message of surrendering and letting that go, because if we kind of force something before it's time or before it's ready, then it doesn't really translate well and it doesn't fit into alignment. So just having that, having the awareness that is kind of the energies of the shift, that it takes time for one to kind of match the other, then it's like we can rest assured that it's not all up in our head. We're not just kind of dreaming or fantasizing about something that's happening, or are we really picking up on a message? It's that it is happening and you know it, but it's just not showing up yet on the physical reality, because you may see like little spurts here and there, like little seedlings that's starting to like sprout from the ground. But the main enchilada hasn't really like kind of bloomed yet for a lot of us, because it's still kind of transforming and growing and manifesting. So just have some patience there, is what Spirit's saying, because it is coming, and we don't want to try to control how it happens, because then that will kind of really not do well. It won't kind of translate into where it needs to be. So that's the message for the patience card, because that comes up for a lot of signs right now. Okay, let's do one more here from your angels. What do the angels have to say for Virgo? What are angel messages for Virgo this month of November? Angel messages for the month of November for Virgo, please. Enchantment. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, I think that there's just a lot of gifts that are coming in for you, Virgo. There's a lot of really beautiful new opportunities, almost like a new reality. I really feel like there's a lot of newness coming in for you. So like new experiences, going to new places, doing different things that are a little bit different from what you've always done. So a lot of those doors are opening up for you, and it'll just kind of take time for everything to kind of come into full focus or into picture. But there is something really profound about the journey that you're on, because there's some massive changes happening for you, which is really beautiful. And there's something about you really coming into your full power, and your connection to the divine, your connection to yourself as well. Like there's really something about you embodying who you are at a soul level. So that is a powerful transformation that you're going through right now. And maybe at moments it may feel uncomfortable, but it's I always call them spiritual growing pains. It's necessary change or shifts that need to happen in order for us to birth a new version of ourselves, in order for us to step into a new reality. So I think a lot of us are going through this birthing process, and it's uncomfortable. Yes, very. But it's almost like allowing that to happen in the way that it needs to happen, so we can really trust that there is a path ahead for us, and to have that optimism towards, and not kind of try to rationalize it with the mind, is what I'm hearing. So be careful with the thoughts in the mind, because a lot of times the ego will come in and try to convince us that we're making everything up. And this is not how reality is. And we need to stay practical and realistic. And yes, we definitely do have to stay practical and realistic in life. But I think that sometimes we can easily convince ourselves or talk ourselves out of something that we can't really see yet, and because it just makes us feel more safe when we have tangible control over our reality. So I think a lot of us right now are being tested to trust in the unknown, in the unseen, and to trust in our deep knowing, into our intuition. So this is a really beautiful reading and a beautiful month ahead for you, Virgo. I hope this was helpful and you found some guidance in it. If you resonated with the reading, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as that's really helpful for the channel and helps it to grow as well. And I will see you for December. Bye, Virgo.